Mini Matters, a miniature and painting podcast.
Welcome everybody. We are back, and I am extremely happy to be back. I'm also happy to say goodbye to the shows. So as long as we don't talk about the shows at all today, I'll be happy. If anybody talks about a show today in any capacity, specifically Lionel, then I'll be happy. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming back. This is episode 12, I do believe. And of course, you're joined by me, Jamie Hutber, and Lionel.
Hey guys, I will not be talking about any shows today, it appears.
No, you are. I know you are.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I spoiled it. And are now.
Good evening, guys. Glad to see you again.
Yes, indeed. We are on the podcast. We've got big plans to live stream our thing as well in the future, which the two guys... No, they're shaking their head, obviously. Well, one of them is. But yeah, thanks for joining in. It is indeed Mini Matters, post shows, post happiness. I'm seeing if I can draw this out as long as possible because I don't know how to. Right. So the topic of the week. Obviously, we've got our normal show, guys. We are back to the humbug of the Mini Matters conglomerate that is Lionel Jamie and are now. Today's topic of the week. I think I do actually. I can't remember who it was. Someone in the Discord said, "Why does anyone like the jingles?" And everyone was like, "Oh, the jingles are fucking great. Jamie's a genius and all that kind of shit, right?" And then
Did they?
and then one guy was like, "No, it makes my ears bleed with loudness."
That was me.
Have you, when you listen to it, now, were the jingles too loud?
No, they were okay.
Could they be quieter?
Thinking...
Yeah. My ears are bleeding. So, yes, normal, a slightly condensed episode, but a normal episode. We've got topic of the week, which is basically, I say basically because I need to paraphrase. It's, do you paint for yourself or do you paint for others? I think that's probably the best way to summarize. And painting for yourself would be, I don't think there's such a clear definition, but let's say you paint because you enjoy it, you look forward to it when you're out or you're with the family or something, and you can't wait to get back to paint, and you don't necessarily share the media online or maybe to your friends, but you're not craving that adrenaline or whatever the hell it's called, the endorphins.
Our motives at the end of the day, right?
Smart, that's a good word. Yeah, and then on the flip side, yeah, if you're more doing it for other people, like I know I've read a few people who don't like to paint, but they're still in the hobby. And I certainly have had moments where I didn't want to paint. So that is the topic of the week. We have a fast as a race car, which is obviously it's the jingle for fast as a race car. So we've got fast as a race car. However, what we're going to start doing now is 1 week fast as a race car, the next week slow as a snail. So yeah, I think fast as a race car it's too fast when we do it every week. You know, I like fast, don't get me wrong, but that's too fast, I think, anyway. The other pegment is we have a new section, which won't be new to anyone, but it is called Model of the Month. That is, of course, the jingle for Model of the Month. Now,
that's the most boring jingle we've had.
Let's just listen again.
By far.
Model of the Month. Right, so...
You are tired of life and you hate us.
So that jingle...
Model of the Month this week picked by you?
No, Model of the Month. So we obviously have Taskmasters. Oh, and of course we have Taskmasters this week. Of course. Get that back in Jordan, mate. Taskmasters. It does hurt my ears a little bit. So that is the jingle for Taskmasters. So you're getting bombarded by jingles here, but point is, Taskmasters is a task that one of us three or someone from the community sets, and we pick it up and like it, and we do it in that week. So last Taskmaster was the base, but with the shows we kind of lost sight of that. So that's Taskmaster. We pick a thing and we stick with it. Model of the Month from Games Workshop did overlap and take up a Taskmasters, but I want to make it a separate thing because I just think, yeah, like Model of the Month, just because some people don't want to do model. A lot of people are like, I don't have a Games Workshop near me. I don't. So
it's
a voluntary thing, if you want to do it, you can. It's getting your model from your local games workshop, which is the model of the month.
All right, I thought model of the month was you'd picked your favourite model of the month, and we were going to sit here and put.
But
Okay.
every single month would be a sermon, so it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A new
God,
sermon.
yeah.
Yes, so no, that's what model of the month is. So that is obviously the new thing. And then we have, which we don't have a thing for, but we have Painting Showcase. And that's where, for anybody who doesn't know, the three of us pick our favourite model that we've painted this month, and we talk about the difficulties, the things we learned from it, and the enjoy. I don't know why Lionel's laughing, but he is. And das ist die Gesundheit.
It's because these little explanations you give at the beginning of the episode is also a brief to us, your co-hosts, who've got no idea.
That's the way it should be.
So there's a new feature I had no idea
I
about.
don't want to tell you.
Up until about yesterday evening, I had no idea that we were doing this kind of journey review. But yeah, go on.
Well, sorry, I'm eating. I didn't expect you to finish talking so fast.
He did it on purpose.
No, I really thought you'd be talking for longer. Hold on. Okay, so
Look of the week.
topic of the week indeed, and that is the plan of the show. So I think Arno and I recorded the first segment of the new Hupper Show thing, which is the journey. So Lionel's probably not known because he's anyway. Basically, I'm interviewing people from our Discord to go through their journey, and obviously I need to do you as well, Lionel.
Okay.
And basically, don't know why you screw face that. Like, I realised we were disconnected in the journey, and it's the main feature of this show for us. I didn't even mention it in our fucking brief, so that's how far away it is from my mind. So Arnow and I did Arnow's, and at the end of it, we kind of had this conversation of we'd finished, and we realised, like, I don't know how we got onto it. Was it like when you're young, you're free, or like something like that?
Well, we kind of reviewed my journey, right? All my life as a painter, and how did I improve? Why did I improve? And we came to the realization that my motives were pretty passionate, I think, and innocent, maybe. And I think that led to the motives, and you thought about it. I mean, I saw you thinking about it when I said it.
I definitely remember yesterday something along these lines of, like, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was, so we are officially in topic of the week now, of course. And yeah, I was like, were you people, and it wasn't such a big thing, but am I painting to paint, or am I painting to, I think I phrase it like learn, or, because like 5 years ago when I was in this ball sack of a dream mode, I was like, I studied so hard for 3 years, like my whole motivation was just to like get better at painting. I didn't care about the enjoyment side. Like, the enjoyment I was getting was learning, if you get what I mean. That was all I was focused on. It wasn't like I was I just didn't have enjoyment. I mean, I got enjoyment because of what my goal was, which was to get better. So that was how I quantified my enjoyment. And then I had this dark period. Obviously, I had a daughter. I think it kind of killed me, and maybe I pushed too hard. But I've only been able to paint.
What do you think? What do you think is the real motive? Like, if you look deep down on yourself, like, what's the motive that makes you stop, or you are not painting?
Like, why did I stop painting?
Yeah, what was stopping you from painting?
I think I just didn't care. Like, I genuinely, like, I think every time I had sat down, I'd get stuck, and then I just couldn't resolve something, and I was like, fuck it. It's too much hard work to actually, like, really try. Because I didn't have, like, a weekend or 5 days. I didn't have 7 days a week where I could basically paint. I was, all of a sudden, because of this kid, I was like, I've got, like, an hour or two. I'm fucking knackered already. And then the thought of, like, challenging myself with something was too far. So the only reason, does that answer the question?
Yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense, and it's a pretty innocent reason. Like, it's just you were disconnected from painting, and that's it. It's not about fears. It's not about stuff. I think it was just life.
Oh, life. Yeah. But in my like deepest, darkest, like if there was a mirror you could look into, and it would show you like you're painting fear, for example, like some sort of labyrinth vibe thing. I feel like what would be there would be just like I don't know if I believe it. Like I was going to say fear of not like this Harlequin I've got from Alan to Cracker. Like it's challenging, and I think there's a reason why I'm not picking up that over the Wraith Guard I'm doing. I think obviously like us playing has been a huge piler in my motivation. Like I want to have an army finished. I know the rules. I get excited when I see it, and like I'm super motivated at the moment for the Elder Project. My journey is like it burns bright inside my arsehole. Whereas like the larger scale stuff, I'm like, I get that fleeting thing. When we went to Monty, I was like, right, let me do it. But then I came home and I'd set up these bloody Wraith Guard. As soon as I came in, it was like they bombarded me with excitement, and that took away. But yeah, I do think a blocker is like just not having fear. Like I'm not just like, all right, I'll paint this Harlequin. I want it to be as good as the statue. I think that's probably a good summing up. I want to be able to put my best on it and actually improve on something that I did 5 years ago that I've been spunking off over the it's been to 3 shows.
Do you think the motive that you are painting the Elder Project and the motive that you are painting the large scale are different?
I think so.
So
the Elder Project is like something that's been with me since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Such a big dream to be able to paint as well as they studio did. To have the army that I used to read in the magazines.
So in the end, the core motive is nostalgia, right?
Basically,
like you want to pursue that feeling of that.
The feeling of everything in the world is basically not dog shit. Now I'm quite optimistic in general, but I feel like I'm optimistic to my localized things that are real. Like I don't follow politics, I don't follow current news events. Like people are like, Jamie, you're such a piece of shit. Like I don't like. Tina was like, how could you not know about the war? I don't. How would I know about the war? It's not like, how would I know about the war? And she's like, in the news. I was like, Tina, when have I ever watched the news? She goes, online. And I was like, she was like, even on Google. And I was like, I showed her my Google feed, and it was like AI models, programming. Like there wasn't a single thing on current affairs. Like, wait, let me. This isn't integral to our thing, but top five things on my Google feed. Okay, Samsung S24 news rumors, the quiet Silicon Valley insider, complicated Sam Altman's return. Basically, the guy who got fired from OpenAI, but then they rehired him. How to access and use ChatGPT 4 for free. Stephen Fry reads Nick Cave's words about ChatGPT. Anyway, you get the point, right?
Everything's ChatGPT.
Yeah, I don't. They're obviously pushing a narrative there or something, or people are loving it. It's actually annoying. I liked it when it was hobby stuff. What was the whole point here? The point is, I don't know, but I do like Warhammer. That much I do know. The motivation it is nostalgia. It's like the main thing that got me back into it, and obviously, so meeting Juan was the real. Sorry, Lionel. It's true though. He was he was the guy who brought me back, I think. And I tried to tell him I'll suck his dick, but he was like, "No, I don't want you to." He did. He did. He just, especially I'd been like Dragonhead models only existed because I was sick of Games Workshop not making Elder that I liked. So I was like, let me get my own. So I spent a load of money getting custom sculpts made. We're going far too into me, but obviously you two are quiet, so it's fine. But
And what was your what do you think is your motive to paint large scales?
I really, really, really like how they look at the end. Yeah.
Is that the motive that you paint though?
Yeah, I have a really clear image in my head of how I want it to look.
Yeah. But
and the feelings, and
you know, my mother loves how they look at the end, but she doesn't paint. You know, I think it's different. Like there are collectors that love how they look at the end, but they don't paint. They just buy. Mm-hmm. So I think painting is another thing. I don't know. I think you need something to paint. You need something else. And maybe that's why you don't paint.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a collector soul, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean that we know that's probably partly true. I've never. I like how they look at the end.
You can be in this hobby and not paint. That's something that it's not. It looks like a wrong thing to say, but you know, you can like miniatures and not paint.
Well, the thing is, I like the process of painting. I like the challenge it gives you. I like the experience of learning and then learning to resolve something and then, you know, building upon that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but the actual process of like actually sitting down and then getting stuck for 2 hours and then just being pissed off by the end of it is the issue. And I think, so that's kind of where this whole thing, right? So do you paint to paint, or do you paint to like, you know, X, like post on social media, have the project finished? Like, I don't paint to just paint. I'm not sitting down to paint, if you get what I mean. I'm sitting down to unload my creative spunk on a model. I don't know how to articulate that creatively.
But do you paint to unload that spunk, or do you paint to get a model for free?
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Well, by having the model at the end, like my statue that I painted, I don't look at that and think that's aesthetic. Like, I don't look at it and go, that's a beautiful piece of art. I look at it and go, I'm proud that I created it, I guess. And it's a thing that I did, and I would like to create more of these things. But then I get to, when I like the Harlequin that I've got at the moment, it's like some sort of, it feels like some sort of dam or bridge or something that you can't move past, I think. Like, I've got the model in front of me. I know how I want it to look because I'm influenced by all these people online that are painting and the Monty show, and then you sit down and you realise you can't do it, but you don't want to put that time in either to do it. So then I'm like, right, I know how to do the Wraith Guard. I love how they look at the end.
If you don't want to put the time in to do it, then you don't enjoy painting. If you see the painting process as an effort,
yeah, I think so.
Then you are not doing it to paint. You are doing it for results and maybe recognition in relation to those results. Because the one thing, like I said, I've heard your painting journey now for the last 5 or 6 years, and it hasn't changed in terms of the problems and obstacles you face. It hasn't changed. You've often said, I'll sit there for 2 hours, get stuck and give up. I think what's become clear, and then there's always been, we've often joked about it, haven't we, in terms of how you get distracted by, oh, I'll buy some brushes, or I'll buy some paints, or I'll buy this. And it seems like anything other than sitting down and doing the painting process, because it appears that you don't like the painting process. And plenty of painters say that they love the finished result and say I produce something, but the actual process is physical torture to them, which I don't understand why you go through that to finish something. And I think the main reason why you struggled for the last 5 years since that Eldar piece, which you completed 5 years ago, 6 years ago,
five in
because
February.
I don't think you enjoy the process of painting.
Well, So I don't know if it's ADD related or not. When I program, I get stuck, but I always know how to resolve something. So I'm really used, to being stuck. What's interesting about programming is I've learned and I know that I can just keep trying and I'll never. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? You'll get through to the end. Whereas painting is not that way.
When it is when you code, and do you get bored if the coding is very simple?
Well, yeah, I never do simple stuff.
Yeah, I know, but
for that reason,
the challenges of coding something complex or whatever, does it excite you?
No, not really. It's
Okay.
it's captivating because I have to get it done, but I get extremely fucking pissed off with it. And I have when I get stuck in coding, I have if you could imagine a ball inside my soul. It starts off small and it gets bigger and bigger. And I obviously I'm not an aggressive person, but I'm like, fucking hell, I could do without this. Whereas on painting, the thing is, I know I'll know how to fix it eventually. And
but
and you can Google stuff.
I don't mean that you are. Yeah, but I don't mean that you are painting or coding in this case, singing with the birds and everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's more like if it ignites something in you, even if it's
it's arduous
and
it's laborious.
I mean, like you said, I figured it out a while ago, and I know we've joked about you bringing that Azaman to every show. I'm surprised you've not produced anything. Anything since.
So,
and I think the main reason is you don't want to sit down and paint. You do not enjoy the process of painting. You enjoy the result. You enjoy the community. You enjoy that piece when people say, "Jamie, that's so good," But sitting here and doing this part, you've got two responses, haven't you? When you face a problem, you've got fight or flight. Things you are more intended to enjoy, you'll fight through it and get through it. Things that you don't enjoy, you'll run from it. And I think painting for you is one that you run from. You've been running from it for about 4 or 5 years. And there's always been a reason or an excuse why. And I think the reality is you just don't enjoy that part.
Well, because
if you did, you would have sat down and done it by now.
Yes and no. I like the logic's there. I think so. Yeah, it's good to hear it from an outside as well. But like doing the Wraithguard or doing the Elder Project stuff, I enjoy that. So I might be in denial, but I kind of think it's not that. I think that when I get into the flow of something, when I don't feel blocked, then I love painting. Do you know, and I'll sail through something with complete joy. And I do think I think that's an ADD thing for me. When I get blocked, as you say, I run from it because I do run from it. And then I won't pick it up for 2 months.
Look, the Elder stuff's really nice, but in terms of the canvas, it's simple, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's why it's so easy, right? Because I never get stuck.
Yeah, and I don't. Look, I'm just trying to approach it from a point of view where we're trying to separate why certain things are an obstacle and certain things aren't. I'm not trying to undermine, because obviously I really like your Eldar stuff, but it is a simpler painting style because you're replicating the 90s painting style. You've looked at that stuff inside out. It's easier to produce one of those models than it is to tackle a brand new model with a larger canvas, with more complicated detail, which is 75 mil. So
yeah, that's exactly my point.
I don't doubt. I don't doubt that you're enjoying the Eldar project. The Eldar project isn't pushing you or challenging you, and the minute you hit a challenge, that's when you
there's another question though, because I keep comparing your answers with my answers in my head, and I think we are completely the opposite spectrum, of motives. And one question keeps popping in my head, why do you get stuck? I never get stuck. So getting stuck, it's on your head. There's not a solution, a unique solution that you are not finding. It's something that that getting stuck is you.
Yeah.
So do you know where I'm going with this? Like,
why'd you get stuck?
you decide.
Yeah.
You decide that you are stuck, if you know what I mean.
I think what happens is maybe stuck. No, it does work. Like, I can't get the result I want in my mind, and then I'm like, okay, I could be here for 2 hours and not get a resolution, or I could just paint my older project that I know I'll get through, and because my time's finite, like I'm like, yeah, go on.
But
that's
why not?
No, that's fight and flight again. You're running to an easier you're running to an easier project.
Yeah. But then again, why not do an easier thing on the other model? Why flight to another thing and not, like, why so important to get that mark to like, and that's what, because if we didn't record this episode, the YouTube video yesterday, now I wouldn't have all these answers. But reviewing all my life, let's say, and comparing it with this, I understand that, my motives were sitting, and there was no getting stuck, because the only thing I wanted was to paint and to just do, and if I didn't know, then I didn't know, and that's it. And I did less. You know what I mean? There was no stuck, because you can always do a bit less.
Yeah.
And there was no bar to hit. There was no one to impress. There was nothing.
I mean, this has opened up an interesting avenue in my blood, actually, because I think, now I never thought I was this person, but I think I just realised that it's because I'm not painting for myself. I think, and I never ever would have thought this is true.
I know that. I mean,
I never. Well, because I just realised while you. Yeah, go on.
I know that's the case.
I didn't think,
but
it was.
I've not said it. No, I've not said it because
you wanted me to work
always yeah, but also, like, the fact that you've represented the same model in the last 3 or 4 shows. We joked about it, we laughed about it, but I said to you,
they're all different shows,
and
never the same show twice.
Yeah. But I mentioned to you at Monty, and you agreed that you said, I think I've reached my pinnacle. I don't think I'll be able to produce something that good again. And that was admission from you that you needed to acknowledge. I don't think that's right, by the way. But I think you needed to acknowledge the fear that because you've relied on that model for so long, you having to go and replicate that after not really trying to do it for 5 to 6 years is a massive task for you to do. And the reason you've not done it, and the reason you've not tried and possibly failed and come out with a lesser model than what you produced, is because there is an ego element whereby I can't replicate that, or I produce something that's worse, which means you're not painting for yourself. You're painting for the recognition of other people.
Makes me sick.
Whether you admit it or not.
Makes me sick. Like, it's disgusting.
We should charge you for therapy.
Like, this is like, I think that's why therapy is good, because you literally do just talk shit about yourself, and then they don't say anything, and then after an hour they're like, right, I just want to say, and you're like, how did I talk for an hour? It's mad. But anyway, like, yeah, I think what I realised while Arnau was talking, because you are on the nail on the track there, Lionel. Like,
nail on the head.
Correct. Look, I was like, I realised that I can't enter something that's just like bland or like simple into masters. Was what my initial thought was while you were talking, and then it clicked. I was like, oh shit. I'm embarrassed. Embarrassed maybe isn't the right word, because I don't feel embarrassment. Yeah. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't want to.
There's pressure.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to diminish from the show or belittle the show by entering something that's subpar, right? That's where my thought train went, and then I clicked. Oh fuck! It's I'm not paying for myself, because because I've got stuff that I painted Saitama, and it was rubbish, but it was where I was at the time, and I just painted it without any. I just painted it, and it's in a box in the thing, and I kind of like I was like, obviously I painted that for myself. I put it on my blog. I don't think I put it on social media, but it means nothing to me now. Whereas the statue I have means a lot to me because it was like you saw it through. You were good. The difference is though, Alfonso was there every time I got stuck. He was helping me. You know, where to place the lights. Well, that was it, actually, where to... But yeah, so that was why I was able to get to that place.
I forgot. What's the topic of the week again? Because I know we've gone into...
why do we paint?
Well, this is exactly on the topic
why
of the week.
Why are we here? Right. Why do we paint? Why do you paint, Lionel? Well, thank you for asking, Jamie. No, mine's kind of evolved. Oh, sorry. Mine's kind of evolved, and I'll admit I am now painting for recognition by others. It started off I wanted to. Sorry.
Are you enjoying painting though, when you do it?
I do as well. I think they have to come in tandem. I don't think you can improve and paint to get better without enjoying it. Because if you can't enjoy it, you're not going to be able to sit down and work through the problems you don't. So obviously I started at the same as you, where we were both like being tutored by Alfonso. And what I've seen steadily in terms of my journey is the stabilizers have slowly come off. So I've deliberately tried to rely less on guidance and feedback at certain parts of the process. And it's something that Arnell said in the last cast we did together, whereby he said, I enjoy the challenges of not figuring something out, having to figure something out and breaking my head how to figure it out. And I enjoy that challenge because that's how I learn and I become better. And obviously we did the concept work for my Monty piece for the Wolverine. And because I'd been so busy, I never booked another slot with you to kind of work through it. I just started working through it by myself. And I found it became very intuitive. And the idea was at the end, I was going to the plan was to get you to look at the final piece and give me some critique and feedback. And I ran out of time, but also I thought about what you said and I thought, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in as if I finished it and see where I can take it myself and completely get rid of those stabilizers to a degree, to the point where whatever result I get at Monty is kind of my result, because you were there with the concept and that was it. But after the concept, the initial base coat of the plants, you never saw the model again, did you? No, it was kind of, what can I do by myself for precisely the reason you've just outlined, Jamie, where otherwise you get stuck in that rut where with your Eldar piece with Alfonso, he was there at every step. So I think the idea is that's good to have. The stabilizers slowly come off to the point actually where you then know how to overcome certain things. You're always going to need to go to guidance for certain things, but you know to overcome the obstacles yourself because those stabilizers have slowly come away. And my problem at the minute is I'm very eager to paint now. I can't wait to start my next project. My problem is I don't know what project to pick because that is being governed by the shows. No, by the shows, because I want to go in and I want to place now in Masters. I've got with a passion I want to place in Masters because I now realise, whether it's right or wrong, I want to be recognised within that community. I don't want to be best of show or anything like that, but I want to put in a decent innings because otherwise, what is the point of sitting here at this desk painting? And it's kind of been my mentality with my weights, with my boxing, with my day job. If you're not building and progressing on what you've done before, then what is the point of sitting down and doing something? And that's my mentality now, where with my painting, I am aggressively seeking to place now in Masters.
Is that sustainable? Go on,
hearing you say this, I just I just remember something that was. I have near my house. I have a river, and well, a very small river that goes to the Thames, and there's a lot of flowers in spring and shit. And there was this girl. It was maybe, I don't know, 20 something. It was not. It was quite young, and she stopped. I was walking behind her more or less, not creepily, obviously, because I live there.
Sure.
And she stopped and started smelling the flowers that were there. And I was like,
You fired.
what? She's enjoying. She just stopped to smell some flowers. And I was kind of, like, this doesn't happen in real life. People doesn't enjoy things. like we all do things because we want to get to a point. Like when I go to point A to point B walking, I walk really fast, and there's nothing that can stop me in the way. Like I just go to point A to point B, But this girl was fucking smelling the flowers in the way, and what you were saying, that I just remember that because you were like me in this case. But I think painting, I am the girl smelling the flower, and you can enjoy that. Or the same as playing a video game. You can play a video game because you want to grind and get a set of armor, or you can play a game because you really like the gameplay and you really like the actual pressing the buttons, if you know what I mean. So
the journey, you could almost say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually.
So, well, that kind of leads me to, like, is it sustainable for you, Lionel? Like, because that was what I felt like before I had my psychotic break.
I've never had burnout.
Yeah.
I've never had burnout because I enjoy the process.
Yeah. But do you sniff the flowers?
It's still... Yeah, I mean, like, when I paint, even when I struggle, or it's still a relaxation for me. The whole process is still a relaxation for me. I've never been annoyed or stressed while painting. I've lost my way, but I've never been stressed or annoyed by it. So, look, my attitude this year or next year, 2024, is going to have to change.
Why?
So I'm going to have to... Well, if I want to place, I think I am going to have to attack it more aggressively. I think I will... I mean, I don't know. Ask me at the end of next year. But I still think I will enjoy the process.
But you can enjoy it and be aggressive.
If I place... Yeah. But I can enjoy it and not place, and I think I'll be disappointed.
Right. Yeah. But I think being disappointed from a show is different from, enjoying the process, painting.
Yeah, it has nothing to do, I think.
Yeah, you can still be proud of the piece and fail. And even though you failed, you could still be proud of the piece after the show, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, but topic of the week is, why are we painting? Are we painting for ourselves? Or are we painting for others?
Yeah.
And I think I'm painting for others because I want judges to recognise what I've done and say, well done, good job. Here's a medal.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing now.
I think the test would be all shows are cancelled for the next 3 years. What are you going to do for the next 3 years?
Yeah.
You're going to paint, or are you going to do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we would all still paint.
If you paint, you have to give away your stuff. Brilliant. Every single thing that you do, you have to give away. Would you paint?
I might start doing that.
Probably not. No.
I would absolutely do it anyway.
Lionel, what we should do is,
no doubt in my mind,
I'll paint and you can have what I paint, and then you give me what you paint, right? And then we're not painting and then we do that for 2 years, and then after 2 years we can keep our stuff, and then that would be a good way to do it.
What? Why?
Because then we learn to paint. Then we learn to paint for painting's sake. Because
I don't want to, though.
No, you do, mate. Just let it happen.
There's nothing wrong with the motivation of because if you're attending these shows, what is the point of entering if you're not entering to try and place.
Socialize, eat ice cream. Oh,
But you don't need to put the model in, do you?
Yeah, right, got you. Well, yeah, I agree
Why are you
with
getting
that.
on that plane and flying for 2.5 hours? Why are you driving for 2 hours? Why we
No.
could all sit round each other's houses and have a massive painting.
Well, it's just an excuse, isn't it? Me going, okay, Lionel, I'm coming around and we're going to just spend 4 days in Derby, is a little bit different from like, and you'll be like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Well, I'm not doing that. That's mental. Whereas if I was like, let's go Italy for this painting competition, I can't. There's no point in us trying to, because we have different motivations. So it's a stupid thing to even be talking about. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it, but I was doing that, and then look where it got me. As in, I used to only be able
You were doing what?
Well, when I got back into the hobby 2016, and I only painted over the next like 3 years. I did some army stuff, but generally the only time I got hard on was for Golden Demon. So, and I realised during that window that rolls his eyes. I realised in that window that I can't paint unless I have a competition.
Well, this is it, and this is. I know you said don't mention shows, but I'm going to have to mention it.
But that was because
this is why I know.
I knew you were going to mention it, so that's why. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, this is why I know I'm motivated by competing now, and why I'm motivated by pursuing a result, because I'm struggling to know what to pick next as my project, because I don't know what show is next. So we know the rumor mill is Golden Demon might not be happening. As soon as I heard Golden Demon might not be happening, any passion of painting something from GW completely disappeared. But if somebody said to me tomorrow, it's confirmed, Golden Demon is happening, and it's in the UK, I would start scratching around looking for a model to enter for Golden Demon.
Yeah. I don't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, no.
About Golden Demon.
Lionel was talking about.
I think all motivations are good motivations, as you said, Lionel. Everything that gets you to paint, it's fine, like whatever. But as well, I think it's a valid question what Jamie said, and I think because I saw it more than once that it's not sustainable. This kind of and it's not like you have to change anything, like not at all. But I think it's kinda maybe dangerous in a sense to rely on that. Maybe like I'm sure you like painting for sure, like overall without the contest in sight, and that's not in question. But sometimes I feel like I need to get back to the roots to really understand and to get back to the feeling of painting, the why I'm painting. And maybe like as a completely unwanted advice, if this happens, if the motives start to be, I don't know, too heavy or whatever, or they don't work anymore, or they start to get toxic for whatever reason, because this might happen as well. Getting back to the why you started painting. I started painting because I enjoyed having a collection. I enjoyed the sitting, and that brought me back many times. Like when I was just tired of events, of sharing things that people don't like, or you get, because your motives keep changing as well, and you get into times that you are too focused on something that it's not you. I was focused on things like in these 8 years, I've been focused on sometimes on contests, and I didn't like it. It did make me paint less. It was my motivation, but it did make me produce less and worse. So it's not like it didn't work, but it did work worse than other motivations. So I'm not saying that it's not valid, but that maybe there are other motivations that can work even better.
Like beating me.
I think for me at the minute, it's where I am now. I'm not saying this is my mindset going forward.
Yeah.
So I've had a mindset where I wanted to produce a completely painted Horus Heresy army. That's been done. That's hobby level. I've had bits where I wanted to paint the Marvel United stuff. I've had different, but where I am now, after going to Monty, where we just, potentially, if the feedback is true, just missed out on the bronze, that is my immediate goal. I'm not saying after that I want to,
Yeah,
consistently
of
be
course.
placing the mastered. It's just a scratch I need to itch at the minute.
Yeah.
And then once I've done it once, that will probably be enough.
Yeah, and
But
that's
at the
fine. I
minute,
mean,
I've got.
yeah. Everything that ignites it, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So in my case, because everyone is asking.
My PC froze, so I couldn't say anything. I was hoping you two would carry it on, but yeah.
I think talking about this yesterday, I had it fresh. I think I started painting because I wanted to. When I was a kid, I wanted to have an army, and then I discovered that having an army I loved, and I had many armies actually. And then the moment I started painting large scales, I enjoyed the challenge and really enjoyed it. And it's funny because now I'm at this point where I'm not painting for myself, not at all. Like I don't think I paint anything for myself anymore because it's my job. And it's not like I hate painting, but I definitely don't enjoy it. And sometimes I try to get back to that with my army. That's why the journey on my Blood Angels army is so important for me, because it gets me back to that start where I, painted without any worries, without any, and
the amount of enjoyment
I do.
That you articulated by painting Sanglingling, the king guy.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Golden Demon pieces.
Yeah.
These little things that I can do sometimes is what really gives me hope. And all these things, when I paint them, I'm absolutely lost. There are things that I don't really know what I'm doing. It's the first time I do it. When I do it once, the second time it's already boring. And I think that's what made me progress, I think, because every single time I had to do something different and something like adding on top of things, and then keep building this knowledge, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, solving paintings, I think it's my main motive.
It's like a superpower. Not. I'm not saying that you have a superpower specifically, but you have those superpower people in I don't know, where every time they do something they master it, and then in the end they explode. It's not a great analogy, I admit, but
No, I get you, but it's not like I mastered it the first time, because I don't. Because, for example, when I did the no metallic in Dante, the first one was complete shit. But
it's 10 years ago though. But yeah, I get what you said.
Yeah, 10 years ago. But it's something that I already tried, so I need to try something different or something. So if I do, let's say in the realm of no metallics, if I do a normal no metallic, then the second time I'll try to do a no metallic with more reflection or with different tones or whatever. And the third time I will do with 2 reflections, and the fourth time I do it, I'll try to do a gold with, instead of yellow, greens. So it's more about adding little things and updating what I have, or what I learned. And that's why it's easy, because I do the previous one +1, and then you keep building this +1, +1, +1.
You're basically evolving. Literally, that's what you're explaining.
It's literally evolving. Yeah, the definition of evolving.
I remember when I was like 15, 16, I had to do
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but it's extremely important to start from the beginning, because this evolving cannot happen if you start from a point where you are not.
Well, that's what I was linking it The story might not have sounded like it was starting with that link, but you'll see. So yeah, when I was like 15, 16, like I had ADD diagnosed when I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8, or dyslexia, one of the two. And then I went to, as I was going to college, before I went, I had to evaluate it because my mum lost the certificate. And I went to this psychiatrist and he did all these tests on me, like finger up the bum and stuff like that. And I was like, is this necessary? He was like, yeah, this is dyslexic test. He was like, anyway, the key point was, he was like, basically normal people's brain will go from A, B, C, D, E, F. Do you know what I mean? Sequentially. Exactly what you've just described. He was like, your brain basically goes from A to Z. You can't do the in-between. And he said, so like, yeah, so some situations it's fucking great because you'll get to solutions so much faster than everyone else could. And for example, you know, you don't like letting the door close because it's extra effort to open it. So you'd rather run to keep it open. Or there's 2 lines and there's a small queue, so you can't sit in the queue. You will always go to so that's the A to Z, right? But it also applies to learning. So when I code, I normally just try and do the fucking thing so it's finished. Like the concept of learning, like this fucking 3D printer I've got. I'd rather break it and learn than learn how to use it. And I did break it, and I'm still and anyway. The point is, when you spoke about evolution without the title, it made me realise. Well, obviously going back to our therapy session, I realised that I can. If I just don't paint for other people, I'll improve because I'll be okay with the thing not being that good. Mm-hmm. But I hadn't cognitively learned how to improve or realised how to improve. Like, yeah, okay, paint stuff, but I probably wouldn't be thinking about the improvement. Whereas what you've said, it's clear that you were deliberately, consciously improving.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But I was not doing because I wanted to improve. I was doing it because I get bored.
Yeah, right.
because I was enjoying the fact that I had to solve something that I didn't do yet.
Yeah.
So it was not about the like, I didn't want to be better.
Yeah.
I was just wanted to do something that I didn't do yet.
Yeah.
That was the key, I think.
It's an interesting thing because obviously we know a lot of people now in this tiny community of figure painting at the high level. I'd say, in fact, we know everyone basically from the high level painters. And the feeling I get when we're all there in these events is everybody has what Lionel has. And obviously I can't talk to everyone, but most people want to get gold in Masters, want to be best of show, and not because they enjoy it, but because they've got competitiveness, and it's a healthy competitiveness for like 95%. No, people aren't like, oh, I'll fuck you over. It's like, as a better way to probably phrase it is, they want to be recognised. And that's an interesting thing that I'd never actually considered. That's what most of us are there for. And obviously the show, it makes sense because that's what the show is indicative of. That's what it is designed for anyway, isn't it? But yeah, as you say, you were painting because you enjoyed it. Yeah, go on.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna give any names, but to speak to the point you just said, there are a couple of artists I spoke to, and I remember them saying, if I don't get X, I will be disappointed. And, you know, that just goes to show that it's even at top tier level. And these are artists that people will know, they're household names. Even at top tier level, that still operates. You know, there's none of this, which is why I like, I've often laughed, but I like Arnell's confidence in that, where you turn around and say, if I don't get something, I know my own ability. I don't care. No, I know what my ability is. And he kind of laughs sometimes at results, and you can joke about it because you've got that confidence in your ability. But likewise, you'll see a lot of artists who still need that confirmation, regardless of how big they are, still need that affirmation that unless I get this, it hasn't been recognized to a degree.
Yeah, it's such an
but
interesting...
maybe it ties together. It actually maybe ties together with the motive. Like, as I don't do it for anyone else than me, I know what I want, and I paint. Like I always say that when I finish a figure, I need to like it. If I don't like it, I'm not finished. So the moment even if it's one of those moments where I hate everything I paint, and for example, well, now I'm painting a figure that I don't like at all, but even in this moment, the filter of being finished needs to be successfully passed from my point of view. So I still do it for myself, even if it's just a commission, a shitty commission. So that going, I'm not gonna say which one. So going to shows and maybe not caring about the result. It's not that I don't care. Is that because I don't want to come off as a smug or as a extremely
self-confident prick.
Superb. Yeah, exactly. It's more about I know what I did. I think I have enough ability to judge by myself. I know who did better than me. I know who I did kind of better, I guess. So the actual opinion of people will change what I think. No, not the opinion. Obviously, if someone that knows painting gives me feedback, I love it. I think it's one of the most important things that you can get in an event. It's not what I say. It's about the judgment. The judgment is something that I don't really give any importance. I think that's
it. Yeah. It's also interesting though because, like, in theory, you get 3 judges and they're giving you a level on what it is. And what I guess there's 2 things that come to my mind there. And the first one is, the first one is it's funny because it's probably a better way to be because you still get to evolve and enjoy painting, and actually you don't get any validation by the judges. But on the flip side, you did counteract this in your own thing, but I was going to say, like, it could be perceived that you're saying, well, my opinion's better than their opinion, so I don't care what they say.
No, not at all. At all.
But then you did say, like, if those judges wanted to give you feedback individually, and as you say, you probably already know where you sit in that thing. It's slightly different.
It's not like I go to a contest and I say, oh, my thing is better than everyone. If they don't give me gold, it's because they don't know. It's not that at all. Because when I go to a contest, I see many things that are better than mine. That's not even the question, but I already know. So the judges saying this to me, it doesn't change anything. I know, because sometimes, for example, they can get worse results than me. And what does it mean? That I'm better? No, it's not that. I know perfectly that those figures are better than mine, and that that judgment doesn't influence that.
It doesn't. But then, like, to go to you, Lionel, like, or I think it's probably because we're not at the level to. We were saying at Monty a lot that in the past we've gone through Masters and it's just been blown away. Everything in there looks like gold. And now we're a bit more knowledgeable. We're less like, oh, fuck, this is impossible. We're much more like, I understand what they're doing. I can't do it, but I understand it. But I wonder if, because we're at the beginning...
Yeah, and I think that's why the hunger is so present for me at the minute, because I do think it's attainable now. Having looked around Monty this year... And looking at, we had Albert there who was able to say, look, if I was judging, that's a bronze, that's a silver. You know, the golds just jump out. You know what the golds are. It doesn't mean that you know how to achieve a gold at my level. But there were ones there that we do know got bronze. And I'm looking at that and thinking, that's achievable. That's not a million miles away. And I think that's why the hunger is so high at the minute, because like you said, we've gone from that going to Masters and going, oh, everything's like black magic, to going, actually, I think I could possibly pull that off. So it feels attainable now, which is why I'm I'm
motivated.
aggressively going to try and pursue it next year.
But I wonder. I mean, we probably do know categorically that it's you're painting to win. But like, I wonder if you had a painting competition where you didn't have results, would it still be the same and named, and everybody got to see your model? And not really, right? You need that hard, fast pat on the back. Well done. Like, this is a gold. But it's
all right. I'll tell you why. There was a new category in Monty this year, which was not in show, and that was basically bring your models along, display them. Everybody can enjoy viewing them, but they will not be judged. They will not get anything. In my head,
pointless.
and look, I don't. In my head, that didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me in the painting competition to have that category, and that speaks more about me, than it speaks about the category. It shines a light on what my motivations are. That category is completely valid. In terms of an art exhibition, going to the National Gallery, nobody goes, "Oh, I'm going to give the daffodils a gold." No, you go there to appreciate it. You go there to appreciate it and enjoy the art. So, in essence, that not in contest category in Monty is pure art in its purest form.
Yeah.
But my motivations say to me, it doesn't make sense for me.
I think we should do a poll somehow and see. I'd be curious to know what. I'm going to assume that 95% of the people at these shows, their motivation is paint, is getting good shit handed to them on a winning, competing is the right word.
Well, I mean, it's completely valid to because I know people as well, and myself. I participated in contests, and I know people that love painting and go to contest anyway, because at the end there's a lot of things involved when you go to a contest. You want to go to a contest to, maybe in my case, to like a publicity stunt somehow, if you know what I mean, or because you want to try, or because you want to know the level, like seeing your pieces next to other pieces. It's really important as well.
It looks big in hand.
It can give. It can give you that actually happened to me a couple of times when I started going to contests. The fact that I put my models there and I was like, this thing is much better than mine, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
Or on the contrary, this thing I think it's better in my case, and I didn't know that it was. So, but I think one of the main thing about all of this is getting your ego at home and not bringing it with you, and trying to be as healthy, human, and objective as possible.
I think
in that sense, in contest sense.
I think I've possibly there's one thing that we've not mentioned, which links in. Oh, fuck, I've got to do it before I forget. Now I said this. It's like a triforce of. Anyway, one thing I think we're not mentioning is that a great thing that shows do is they push you. You would never push yourself normally except for a show, and that opens up a world of learning. I think where you're like, I would never do this last 20%. Where I really, well, you might are now. The normal people don't do this last 20%, right?
No. Golden Demon pushes me a lot. Like I wouldn't have that extra mile of doing a bigger diorama every year because I want to do better there, which is it's valid as well. It doesn't mean that one excludes the other.
Yeah,
it's just things that you add on top of each other.
So that was the link, the Triforce of love, which is weird because it's a triangle and there's only two things. Is that I think maybe why people's egos or I deserve X or this is better than X is because when you put that last 20% in, that 20% is like 110% more than the first 80%. Maths is not important when you're talking about.
I was about to say I'm loving the maths on this one,
but I got it.
Like maybe that's why people are like so much more there because they've pushed so hard, and in the end, it doesn't even matter. Linkin Park. It's not quite. It wasn't quite Linkin Park, but it was there enough. Maybe Maybe. You know, one thing I realised about our listeners, our hearty listeners that we love dearly, we never get feedback on the show for topics. Now, I don't know if it's the Discord.
I think this week is the longest by far, the longest
I
topic
was
of the
about
week
to say,
we've ever
that's
done.
still, yeah.
It's because it's the one with the first topic we've had in 12 shows that we cared about. All the other ones
Yeah, it's true.
are just bullshit, like just common denominator crap that we publish just to get that sweet money at the end of the week. So
Millions.
I don't get out of bed for anything less than 100 grand for a podcast. So do you know?
That's why I paint Jamie. That's my real motivation: fame and fortune.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the
Fame
money is.
and
Look at R now.
fortune.
He literally can't walk down the street without being accosted.
Exactly. No. I need to. I have a shovel, and I have to just
discard
all the money like that's in the way. I have to.
McScrooge. Is that what he's called? McDuck. Duck with Scrooge. Anyway.
Scrooge McDuck. Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck. If you deleted your Instagram R now and you had no followers, how would your painting change?
If I had no followers,
Nothing. Not a fucking sausage. It was 40 years
how
ago.
would it-
There's no sharing.
I don't think it will. It would.
Good answer. Hired.
I don't even care about Instagram. Like it's an effort to publish.
Yeah. I'd love someone to do it for us. Well, actually, I do. It's you that does it for us. So I take that statement back. Well, I've enjoyed it, and I don't really want to move us along. But I guess we're stagnating a tiny bit.
We have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me this has been eye-opening on two fronts. The first front is I'm not going to ever paint for someone else again. I definitely will. But it does make me think I can paint that. If I just take away the fact that I'm ever going to share it, maybe paint 4 or 5. Okay, that's extreme, but whatever. The principle is don't paint for the competition yet. Paint to learn, paint to enjoy, paint to evolve. And then slip on a... Go on, Lionel.
It's ironic. It's ironic as well with all the kind of joking mugging off that you've done over the last few contests. Part of me as well is like, you know what? I would like to place above Jamie and just wipe that smile off his face.
Here he is. He's back.
There's a bit of hate painting in there now. Just like aggressively hate painting the model.
I'm zen now, Lionel. I don't want to finish above you. I just want us both to enjoy the show. And, may the best man win. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. And then, obviously, the evolution thing. Like, I think that's what Jonas has as well. Like, he's just painting because he wants to improve. He's not really worried about the results, whereas I'm petrified of the results. The result is everything for me at the moment. It's the only thing for me. So I think I've lost my way.
Sorry, result as in the finished piece, or
blew up my headphones there, Lionel.
Sorry.
Yes, like literally, my ears crackled. The headphones actually, like you burst the actual. They're made of foam as well.
His brain is just
yeah. But that's the passion we ignite in this show. Yes, the finish, like that Harlequin. I understand now the issue. I need to work through it, I think, which is paint freely. Don't paint to show. Paint for the blog, sure, because I've got some shit on my blog, but I was happy to do it because back then I was much more in the molding phase, and then it snapped. Anyway,
I guess, and last comment on that, I guess now maybe you understand the Taskmasters differently, because the Taskmaster was about getting things done without any pressure. You had to paint it, even if it's just under your level or under your idea of your level. You have to do it. That's what I wanted myself for
well, that's why we did the thing. And that's why I didn't care about the Space Marine, even though I did, because it drove me insane that I couldn't get the level I wanted. So fucked it there. But there, that
you didn't finish it in 1 week. That's the key.
Yeah, That's
what,
true.
Like
Yeah.
the thing is, what does it take for you to finish this thing in 1 week?
Yeah, free
Not
time
what
and
does it take to
motivation.
finish it?
Yeah. Oh, paint it shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Paint it worse.
Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah.
Right. What's the next segment?
Lionel is sick of it. It's funny because Lionel wasn't bored until about 3 minutes ago, and then he snapped and he was like, just like, this is dog shit. So yes, that was topic of the week. Thank you for tuning in to that part of the show. We now have Fuss's race car.
Father Race Car.
Now, Fast and Race Car, for anybody who doesn't know, is the best segment of the show. It's basically where we ask each other questions. For every question we get wrong, we have to take off one item of clothing. So, clock is coming out. So these Fast and Race Cars are thematic, called Evolution of Painting. Basically, they're on topic of what we just did. Okay, I'm just going to do it all because they're the same. We're going to ask each other. Right, go, Lionel. When did you first start painting miniatures?
Probably 13.
How has your painting style changed over the years?
Well, hopefully it's just improved in terms of volume, recognition, and colour theory.
Indeed. Do you feel more pressure to improve now compared to when you started?
Of course.
What motivated you to paint when you begin versus now?
Just a game. Now it's, as I feel I've laboured the point. Just see previous topic.
How have online communities influenced your painting journey?
Sorry, say that again.
How have online communities influenced your painting journey?
Kind of forced me to try and up my game in terms of seeing what other people are producing.
What's one old painting habit you left behind?
Dry brushing.
I still do it. First of all, how has social media affected your approach to painting?
Yeah, I realise how good people are.
What was the first minute you were truly proud of?
Oh, it was probably the old Mephiston.
Fisting. How do you balance painting for pleasure versus improvement? Fist.
I think they go hand in hand. I do enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, you do improve.
Has the evolution of painting materials influenced your work?
Has the evolution of what? Sorry,
Painting materials influenced your work?
painting materials.
Yeah, like new brushes, new paints, new palettes. It's evolved over
No,
the last... No.
Yeah, but not really. You realise they're all much of a muchness after a while.
Cynic. What's the biggest difference between your painting setup now and then, when you were a kid and now?
Less cluttered, more organised, more focused.
Oh, that's like an adult talking there. And the last one, do you miss anything about your early days of painting?
Yeah, I do. I do miss painting without any pressure and just enjoying painting for painting.
Sort of shot yourself in the foot there. Now you know what you need to do. So thus concludes the beginning of the little darling thingy that we just did there. Arnau, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, good. One sec. Whoops. Just resetting the old bing bongs and doing the old thingy. Which anyway, fuck off. When did you first start painting miniatures?
I don't know, 10 years. I was 10 years.
How has your painting style changed over the years?
I guess it got better.
Do you feel more pressure to improve now compared to when you started?
Yes.
What motivates you to paint when you begin versus now?
Well, now it's money.
Yeah. Have online communities influenced your painting?
I don't think it. I mean, it motivated me, I guess.
No wrong or right answers. What's one old painting style that you've left behind? Or habit?
I don't think I left anything behind. I guess. I don't know.
Has social media exposure affected your approach to painting?
I don't think it did.
What was the first miniature you truly proud of?
I was proud of my mayonnaise Saruman.
Ah, very nice. How do you balance painting versus pleasure and enjoyment? Improvement. It should be work, but improvement. Pleasure versus improvement.
Ooh. I have very little pleasure, and I'm trying to balance it more to the pleasure side, if you know what I mean.
Has the evolution of painting materials influenced your work?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, brushes and paints got better with time. And
Shots fired there at Lionel.
painting is easier.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference with your painting setup now and then?
Now it's cleaner and less thing on the table.
Yeah. Listen, it's over.
What's happening?
That's the 2-minute alarm. Your time's up.
I didn't hear anything. I don't know.
Oh, really? Sorry.
Yeah.
I should have done it louder. Okay, and... Yeah, go on.
I've got them lined up so I can ask him if you do the timer.
Yeah, go. Oh, fuck. Go.
Okay. When did you first start painting miniatures?
13.
How has your painting style changed over the years?
In the past, I was really, really shit, and everything was blobby and thick, and now it's fucking crisp as shit.
Do you feel more pressure to improve now
Yes,
compared
absolutely.
to when you started?
Yeah, there was no pressure to improve when I was a kid.
What motivated you to paint when you began versus now?
We Whipper. I just thought it was the coolest fucking thing in the world as a kid. Like, nothing was cooler than Warhammer that I'd seen. And now it's like, I just want to be better than everyone else. And I want people to respect me based on my painting.
How has the online community influenced your painting journey?
Yeah, it's fucked me totally. Before I was happy in my ball of happiness, and now I'm like in a world of pain where I compare myself to everyone else.
What's one old painting habit you've left behind?
Really, I used to just paint from the pot directly with a brush over the. So now I'm like airbrushing, and yeah, it's a lot easier.
Has social media exposure affected your approach to painting?
Yes, I think porn has ruined my ability to make. I mean, it's online, right? Yeah. Next. So,
What was the first miniature you were truly proud of?
I think the first model I
You
ever
say
painted.
Aslan.
No, it was the first. It was a Khorne Berserker, painted in enamel, and
Oh, wow.
everything was like relatively in line. And I was very happy.
How do you balance painting for pleasure versus improvement?
I don't know how.
Has the evolution of painting materials influenced your work?
A little bit.
That's it? Okay. What's the biggest difference in your painting setup then versus now?
I used to only paint naked, so now it's like fully clothed, I guess.
Do you miss anything about your early days of painting?
Oh, sorry, I just didn't tell you, but the alarm went off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember that when I was a kid, I had this box, this metal box, old metal box, like, I don't know, very old. And I had all the paints and all the stuff inside that box. And every time I wanted to paint, I brought that box to the living room where my parents were watching TV or something. And then I started painting with that. And yeah, definitely my painting desk.
Yeah. I had one
It's
of
not just a box.
like the official Games Workshop cardboard. Like, it was literally MDF cut out. Like, if anyone has that one, I would love to buy one of those. They're awful, but I actually think it'd be quite good for Poppy.
Yeah, they were awful.
But I fucking loved it. Okay, so get that back in job done, mate. Taskmasters. I will say that we do hit the red on that. So yeah, if you guys would actually feedback in the old community, and let us know if it is too loud, because I can edit those how loud that is. We're only on an hour and 20, so chill out. We've still got another 4 segments. Just sit back, relax, and let the smooth voices of Lionel Jamie and I now take over. While we're back on prime time, and we'll see you in a minute. The same old commission routine. At Hutba Health, we don't just paint models, we paint dreams. And for those who really value going the extra mile, we offer unique service for £1.50. We'll kick you in the nuts when we deliver the model, because it's exactly what you didn't want. Interesting. So, after that little break, how are you guys feeling? You feeling motivated to carry on
Refreshed.
the show? Yeah. We all did all the stuff we needed with those long advert breaks. Wouldn't be a commission pay. So we were at, of course, Get that back in job done, mate. Taskmasters. Now, Lionel's written us a few Taskmasters that we could possibly pick from. So here are the choices. I'll let you two just. Well, obviously, Lionel wrote them.
Oh,
so
really?
So
annoying when you do.
So our now monochrome challenge. Pardon, Lionel. Pardon.
Does Arnell know the Lionel thing?
Well, of course he knows. He knows that Lionel writes them. No, I don't know what you.
But does he know who Lionel is, though?
Of course.
Yes, I don't know. It's a weird question to ask, isn't it?
It's you.
Yeah. So monochrome challenge.
Is he?
How do people feel about the monochrome challenge? What do you think? Paint a miniature, we're only using shades and black and white. Any miniature you want.
Shades?
No colours, effectively.
So painting it in black and white?
Yeah, or maybe one other colour. Just any model you want. Wait, why is this?
One color?
Lionel, do you get it? Or am I just really...
No, I get it. I'm just not interested in it.
Right. It's weird.
That settles it.
Lionel wrote them. Speed painting. We all just do a model in 20 minutes. Any model you want.
I would be fine with that.
Okay.
I can give you 20 minutes.
20 minutes is unbelievably hard. I personally think we should do speed painting in like half an hour, 40 minutes.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 is fine.
20 is like bonkers. Yeah, okay. So for this Taskmaster, please take a photo of the model and your phone with the time on it, and then take a photo at the end with, obviously, you can't take a photo with your phone. A clock. Take a photo with the clock.
Screen grab it.
Yeah, but then you don't have a picture of the model next. Oh, take a photo, screen grab with the photo on your phone. Genius.
You can. There's.
Oh no, it's
clocks
fail
everywhere.
proof. Yeah, I will just get a clock. Basically, if everyone knows what I'm saying.
I thought this week's Taskmaster was going to. We wanted members of the community to post pictures of themselves eating ice cream.
Don't remember. That's a crap Taskmasters. Sorry if someone came up with that in the.
Or what?
And you'd have to buy ice cream. Okay, speed painting. I feel like that's better, and it will be quite fun for me to actually do a Space Marine in half an hour, or whatever model you want. I've been a bit disillusioned with the Taskmasters, how we have the Whip channel and the Accomplished, and in the Taskmasters, people are posting normal miniatures. So I think I need to.
Infuriating me, Jamie.
Pardon? One of you said something. Sorry, both of you said something at the same time. So
I said that since day one, the channels are just bonkers, and everyone is publishing everywhere.
So I think we've obviously got our mods. We've got Meata, and we've got Paul, and we've got Larking. So I don't want to tell them how to do the jobs. No, I think they're doing it. They're doing an amazing job considering they're dealing with me. So I think I want to redefine Taskmasters, the channels, and just in general, and obviously model of the month and stuff. But yes. Okay, cool. Speed painting. And that concludes Taskmasters. So we can move on to.
Well, we can review the bases that we did.
Well, that's the thing. No
Because
one's
you did
posted them.
bases. Well, I did one. I didn't post it though.
Fuck. I know what I'll do.
Uh,
I'll create a motherfucking Google Drive link, and people can upload. So we'll have a folder for Taskmasters for each week, and then people upload or post it, and I'll put them in the thing because no one will be able to.
But we can post it. We can put it on the Discord.
Oh yeah, put it on the
Put it in
Discord, but
Discord
there's no way to see it. There's no like. Oh fuck it. Yeah, whatever. Right. I'm gonna redo the Taskmasters so it's clear because it's not clear.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll basically talk to Larkin or Paul or Meta because they actually know what they're doing. Painting showcase. So this is the segment that we don't have a jingle for, so I'll just quickly do one now. I don't know why I wasn't doing yoga, but painting showcase. It's not the best lingo. No, it's actually the worst jingle I've ever done in my life. I've been watching Magnus. Does it? It's quite loud.
When in doubt. No, it's not.
Magnus. So now that apparently is the jingle for painting showcase. It means you'll get that once a month. I did Yoda because I started watching the Inbetweeners, and he does Yoda impression to impress a girl. Inbetweeners? Yeah, and I've loved it. Anyway, fuck you. Painting showcase. For anybody who doesn't know, basically we three at the end of the month we pick a model that we're particularly proud of from that month, and we just talk briefly about the challenges, what we enjoyed, and obviously Lionel's, and then we post them onto our Instagram and probably in the group. So, Lionel, I saw yours. Kept that secret, didn't you?
I wasn't particularly proud. I didn't get. Once again, I didn't get the memo. I thought it was just models we'd completed that month, and we'd talk about it. Not models that we were particularly proud of that month, because I'm not particularly proud of that model.
Well, what model would you have picked?
It's something that, it's worth talking. So I'm all that it's worth talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what did you learn?
Well, there's two models I did this month, isn't there? There's the Wolverine for Monty, which I'm not going to talk about, but I learned a lot. And then there's this piece which I've done as a commission for somebody else, and it's difficult to know what I learned because I don't think I learned anything doing it. It was just an accomplishment to complete a Tau model, which I've not painted before.
It's quite nice, actually. I think red's a really, really nice colour theme for Tau. I don't know if anybody's ever thought about doing red for Tau, but
Farsight is red.
There's a whole thing about Tau being red.
Okay, so you learnt nothing. You didn't enjoy it. It was just like red. Great. That's great content. Great content.
Look, this is what happens when you introduce these new segments and don't brief me.
Not you. We've done it. We did it last month.
I've done that. No, we didn't. We have not done this last month.
We have.
And then you dropped in the speech about 20 seconds ago a model that we're all particularly proud of. I never got that brief. That we're all. I think it was just a case of discussing what we completed that month.
No. Now we did this last month, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's not.
I was not there.
I think we did it. No, I think we did it ourselves only without Lionel.
Thank you.
Bullshit. I'm never going to go back and listen, so I can't argue against it or for or against. Okay, cool. Now.
Well, I think I didn't paint much this month. The one I'm painting is just a random thing that I'm painting, and I'm not. Yeah, it's not. But I did assemble the base for Golden Demon, and I'm quite happy with it. It was quite a challenge because it required a lot of engineering to make Dante fly. In 3D, actually, it's quite nice because you can feel like he's flying, and pinning all that to make it just seamless, like it's not.
Isn't that like one of the best feelings ever?
It is now. Yeah. I see it on my cabinet and it's like that's cool. Now I have to paint it. Yeah. I haven't finished it yet. But
want to paint it?
I want to paint it.
Is this a personal piece or is it a commission?
Golden
It's
Demon.
personal,
yeah.
Why am I answering? Sorry.
It's personal. I'm not sure if I want to sell it. Probably if someone puts a good chunk of money in front of me, maybe I'll fall. But the idea is to keep it in my cabinet.
Why don't you? Yeah. Why don't you just try and ask for like obscene money, and then
That's what I would do. Yes, I think.
it would be nice for you to start building up your cabinet. Now you've got a nice shiny cabinet. It's not shiny. It's white.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know what I mean. How far down my nose do you think I could get this?
I don't know.
Let's try.
Let's avoid
Noses.
the tangent, Jamie. What have you painted this month?
Sorry, me. Did you say?
Yeah, your journey. What did you learn from your piece in your journey this month, Jamie?
Honestly, I learned.
You're particularly proud of because you've added that. You've added that bar as well.
We've done it before. I'm just checking to see what I've painted. What month are we in now? November. Well, we did the podcast today, and I've learned a lot from that. In that I paint for other people and not for myself. I've only painted Wraithguard. I haven't finished anything, Lionel. If that's what you're getting at, okay. So
yeah, that's what I was driving. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah,
I haven't. I've it's all right for you, innit, with your family of 3. I've only got 2. I don't know how you find the time, honestly, Lionel. It's amazing.
I just remembered what
But
I painted this month.
but actually, as well, I think this section is quite good because it's going to force you to come up with the goods. Because if next month you've not painted anything either,
you look like a dickhead.
It's nice. It's it's naming and shaming.
Well, that's why I created it. I'm glad that you. In fact, you hated it before when it was about you, and now you've made me look like a dickhead. You love it. You're like, this segment here, boy, yeah, boy.
Just weeks and weeks of mugging off. Weeks of mugging off, just like little whispers in my ear at Monty, little whispers here, little kidney shots.
Yeah, kidney shots. That was a good joke. Okay, so I do believe that's everything I promised to deliver today. Good. Next week we will have.
Beep boop boop boop. Lower the nail.
I find myself saying that out loud now. I'll just go randomly like. Beep boop, slow as a snail. So we've done model of the month. Oh no, we haven't. Model of the month. So that, of course, is the jingle for model of the month, and this obviously.
But aren't we doing Taskmasters then?
Well, model of the month is the whole month, so it's just. So so you do it,
and we are doing it at the end of November for the model
of the
month, or are we doing it like for December?
December, exactly. Then the end of the December, we will show the model that is now the current model of the month for Games Workshop. So, Taskmasters.
They've not revealed December's one yet, have they?
No, you do November's in December's.
Yeah, but
go on. Fine. Say what you want.
No. I mean, they release the model of the month.
Yeah.
Usually the 11th or 10th.
Exactly. So it's perfect. No, because then you have the whole of next month to do it, and then you go and get.
Yeah. You get it the next month, but then you do it the following.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because no one's going to do it when they get it, even though I've seen some people in the Discord doing it. Of course. So we do actually have the last segment, which I nearly forgot. Which is
new feature,
no Q&A, which we still don't have a jingle for. Q&A. It's probably what I'd do it. So waxy sandwich. What was the? We might have actually covered this because we went quite hard in detail. But what was the motivation for you all to take painting seriously, specifically for competition style stuff versus having well painted armies, aka? Unless that's the point of the main topic. So yeah, I think we have answered that. but we can.
Yeah, I've got nothing more to add.
Yeah, so we can effectively to answer. We realise we're all painting for the wrong reasons. So I don't know how to pronounce it. Faust, maybe. Anyway, thanks for the question. Do you guys post all your paintings, or only the ones you like online? This is.
I post all, but I probably should be more selective.
I post everything, I think.
I don't post everything because I have a soul, unlike these two people.
You don't post anything. So.
Yeah, okay. I do try and put stuff on my blog, but I've not for 4 years. And the same question from Faust. When I read that as placenta, but I know it's not placenta. When a plateau is reached in your painting, what drives you forward? Now I know what Arnaud will say. He will say there is no plateau.
Orange or something new.
Because you never reach the maximum.
No, there are plateaus, and I have plateaus as well. I actually think I am in one now, because I have the strength to push enough.
You don't, or
so
you do?
I'm just.
Oh, you just stay.
I don't.
Yeah.
Right now I'm just in energy saving mode, I guess.
But isn't that because of what you just did for SMC?
Yeah, but it was only one mini. If I'm tired of one mini, like my strength is really getting low. I think it's more about being tired and having forgotten about my having forgotten about why I paint and my pleasure in painting.
Yeah.
So I'm working on allowing myself to enjoy painting again.
Yeah.
Which it takes effort.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't move country, then we would be spearing that ahead quite a lot more. Forward. Yeah, that's a good question. So Roman asked, does social media impact your motivations to paint in a positive or negative way? And I kind of read that question like it makes sense, but like, are you, when you pick up something, are you thinking this will get more likes, more follows, more interaction, or are you just painting for the hell of it and then you post whatever you happen to paint?
Well, I post whatever I have to paint, and just that's it. I know which ones will get more comments and which ones are going to, but I don't change anything. That's what happens. Like I have to paint this, and I do it, and that's it.
I post whatever I've finished. I'm more motivated in terms of the reason for painting something. So I might be painting something because I'm going to game with it that week, or it's going to a competition. I don't pick subject matter.
Yeah, I could imagine that I would if I had a reason. I think all three of us don't have that same. Arnaud would the most, but for example, if I wanted to get a whole load of followers or do a Patreon or something, Space Marines would be like my go-to for that reason. And I think that would be a negative because you'd just get fucking sick of them, wouldn't you? Or just one type, like even Games Workshop, like even Elder, you can't do that forever.
I was about to say, it's like a guy painting Eldar every day, all day, in different scales.
I'm not. The thing is, because I'm putting in so little, it's not like if I was doing an actual Elder every single day, I would obviously grow sick of it. I think it was like even Arnaud and I had only been playing for 3 months. Near the end of the 3 months, when we were playing like once or twice a week, I was like, I'm pretty bored of playing Elder. Like I'd like a change. So I imagine the same thing would happen. And do you think your motivation changed when you became less limited by your brush control and technique aspects?
Can you repeat that?
Basically, as you got better, did you find that it opened up more avenues to what you could paint? And I guess the key point is, was your motivation affected by that? Like, it's key to what I'm saying, really.
Yeah.
My motivation is affected when I get stuck. And Arnaud and Lionel.
Yeah, because obviously, as your technique gets better and you can paint all different, a greater variety of things, then that obviously
Yeah.
means that you are more interested in painting because you've got more choice. Opens
Yeah,
more doors.
I think the same, that you can allow yourself to this will sound corny, but to dream about your piece, like to get more excited and to do more things because you are not limited.
Well, that's a big thing I have at the moment. Like, you have all these grandiose concepts in your head, and then you can't do them. So Paul asked, what area of the hobby would you like to get better at? Painting techniques, basing, diorama building, setting a mood, ambience. And what does the other person think you
basing. Definitely basing.
Says the gold winner from basing. But yeah, I think with basing you can go so far. Ambience.
Yeah.
Ambience for me, yeah.
Ambience is a really interesting one, actually, in general, to make the whole piece come together and still keep to your like ideals that you want, or keep the standards at the same, if you get what I mean. Like, I feel like ambience really does bring basing, color theory, composition, and then the execution, like all in one. Well, maybe not ambience, actually. Ambience, a good scene.
No. I mean, I think it's a good word, actually. That thing that I said earlier, that I remember the figure that I painted this month. It's a figure that it actually took quite a good effort because it's everything. It's ambient. It's a deep, heavy ambient in that piece. I don't know if I showed you actually.
You didn't, you son of a bitch.
It's a gnome, and I did four different sources of light.
Yeah, it is brilliant.
Yeah. That's a heavy ambient, and I think I had to put all my five senses, in that painting.
Have you seen it yet, Lionel?
No, the piece I've seen is the lady holding a shield.
Yeah. It reminded me of an upgraded version of the Wizard in that sense, like heavily upgraded version of the Wizard. Not in subject, but there was a slight ambience to the Wizard where he was like...
It's definitely an upgrade of that.
Yeah. But quite considerably. But to try and paint a picture of... I guess you'll share it soon or something. I don't know.
I'm sharing it on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah. I like... Yeah, it was nice. It's a shame that's commission, I thought. Or it's not. Or it's a box art, wasn't it?
It's a box art, yeah.
Yeah. So you could just keep it. But then you lose money.
I sold it.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, the last one. It's not a real question. It was just Paul. Right, cool.
What's your point?
What'd you say?
What do you say? It's not a real question. It was just...
No. It's, I was reading the Q&As out, but Paul was just clarifying something for me, so it wasn't actually a question. It was just like, Jamie didn't say anything except he atted everyone, and what he wanted to say was, "You're all lovely."
No, that is nice.
Thanks, mate. So, key points from today: keep dreaming, keep up the doodling. Don't paint for the sake of others, and just enjoy your sleep.
Just enjoy.
Yeah.
Be a kid again.
Basically,
and just paint.
Unless you're Lionel, and then obviously use that motivation to strive forward. But then don't be sad when your best mate beats you. So, and he didn't try. So that's the key.
Well, best mate doesn't paint though.
Here he is. Shots fired. Strays. Got me in my stomach.
Kidney shot.
Kidney shot indeed. That's it. And you know, the irony is, this is an average episode length for us. It's just that we spent so long in one place that it felt long.
Oh, right. Yeah, it did feel really long today.
All right, mate. Anything else to add, my gentleman?
No.
Okay, that might have been too loud.
Not
but...
that. Not that. If someone was sleeping, it's not.
I do apologise for that. I've also had this jingle I made. I don't know if I've ever released it. What are you doing there? Oh, I have. Oh, it's Warhammer. Actually. Yeah, so that's the segment that we didn't ever get off the ground.
You just sit around recording jingles and then thinking... And also, you record the jingle before you think of what the item's going to be, don't you? You think, how can I shoehorn this into a feature?
This was called. Oh, it's called.
Should I sit down and think about painting, or should I record 15 jingles I'm never going to use? I know what I'm going to do.
Jingles I do like when I'm falling asleep or wake up. I do have jingles in my head. The adverts have given me a real point of. I've started recording. I want to do a new intro for Mini Matters. That's like, you know how you see those intros on YouTube sometimes where they like, it's like 12 clips in like 4 seconds with some like exciting backing music where it paints this picture that they're the happiest fucking people in the world. I've told you, Anna, I've recorded the audio myself, so I'm doing like and then I'll cut that on top of me going and then like going so it sounds like shit. And then I'm going to cut like multiple videos of us like on like flying through an aeroplane. I'm going to make it look like we're happy, but it's awful. The trouble is, as I was saying,
how we. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll experience it on it.
Well, I don't know if I release it because it's so bad. It's past the point of irony. It's just bad. But yeah.
Well, you did a video for I think it was Walmart Expo that was like kind of this vibe where everything was nice and you did like a recap of and it was
with Frozen.
It was like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Seeing that again is like, fuck, this was the best trip we had in our fucking lives.
It's because what you do is you cut out all the boring bollocks and you only put in things when when people are smiling and you're like, oh, happy days. We are indeed still recording, so I will go. But that's Hobbyist Corner. That is a segment to soon be discovered or worked out. Oh, there were no Would You Rather as well. It's been a nice episode. Thanks you all for coming. Please share it. And if you have any feedback about anything at all, just let Lionel know and not me or Arnau. That'll be great. I'll see you later.
Cheers, guys.
Later, guys.
Good night.
Yeah.